Well, room is your room. And then board is defined as what, babe? Food?
Room and board. Oh, yeah. It's kind of redundant when you think about it.
No. I think board is like what they called rations back in the day.
Like a boarding house. Sounds like dorms.
It's a figure of speech.
And oop.
What will Liz Fisher think about?
You know what? It's time for me to grow up and be my own person.
Well, that's true. Oh, I was thinking, do they... Because they're in Lincoln now, next to Thunder Valley. Would they want to go... Are they okay with going to dinner there? Would they want to gamble there?
No, they would not gamble.
But they would go to a restaurant in there.
I'm not sure.
Like high stakes steakhouse or whatever?
I'm not sure. Let's ask him.
We will. Liz Allen. First of all, thank you for giving me your daughter's hand in marriage.
And oop.
So I think I found the first recorded case of not pronouncing the T in a word. Like mountain, fry-in, pay-in. Today I was listening to the 80s station, 101.5 K Hits, Sacramento.
Okay.
And they're engaging, well, this is a side note, but they're engaging this whole conversational radio where they take texts and calls on... I don't want to talk about this. It's so bad.
Okay.
Like today's topic was, what can you eat that you can't stop eating? And people would leave a voicemail. Hey, I really love popcorn. I can't stop eating popcorn. And for some reason that was defined as compelling
riveting.
Radio.
Groundbreaking.
Anyways, that's a side note.
What was the word?
Oh, okay. So REO Speedwagon, Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore.
This is one of my mom's favorite songs.
Oh, really? Can't fight this feeling anymore.
Oh, no. Did REO Speedwagon sing, We Built This City?
No, that's Jefferson's Starship.
That's who I'm thinking of. That's the song my mom
Very
loves.
similar. That's a great song. But REO Speak, I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I've started fighting for. So, forgotten instead of forgotten.
So that's who we have to blame for this madness.
Yes, it's all REO's fault. Is it? Do you blame REO or the Speedwagon? Greetings, Internet. Welcome to But I'm Still a Good Person by Vince Nicholas. I'm Vince Nicholas. I'm joined by my sparkling wifey, Carolyn Nicholas.
Hello.
Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me. That was quite sultry.
I know. I'm feeling extra sparkling tonight.
Thank you for joining me at our dining room table for our little program here. Okay, let's get into it. We're going to taste test Lay's Wavy Funyuns. So, a few months ago, Lay's Frito-Lay, which controls a huge chunk of this snack market. Cheetos, the yellow bag Lay's. We got here the
Doritos,
barbecue,
right?
Doritos.
They abuse their employees. Have you heard of the strike going on?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that the Kellogg's?
No, different.
Oh, there's two strikes. Well,
There's multiple strikes.
Workers are upset.
Yeah.
And don't get me started on the supply chain issue and the port in Long Beach and Los Angeles. But Frito-Lay, they also own Pepsi.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Huge soft drink, and they own Quaker. And they own Gatorade.
Jeez.
Frito-Lay, very into...
Calm down, Frito-Lay.
The consumer food market, retail market. So a few months ago, they came out with Lay's Wavy Funyuns. So it's like a mishmash. They're crossing.
We all know the
like
Funyuns.
It's like a bestiality or something. What's going on here?
Bestiality?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
But it's spelled B-E-S-T.
Beast.
Yeah. No, it's spelled bestiality.
No, it isn't.
It's pronounced bestiality.
Is it really spelled like that?
Absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. I don't believe this.
I wonder if Google will even let you Google best it.
They're gonna flag you, honey.
Best.
Why is it spelled like that?
Exactly. Anyways, so they came out with 3 flavors where they mashed up, they collided, they went crazy in the Frito-Lay labs, and we also bought Lay's Cheetos was a mashup.
Yes.
We ate that like a month ago. Actually, Lennox was the first one to sample it.
Yeah.
And he took one bite of a chip, and he's like, "These are just potato chips."
And he's right.
He was right. Yeah, I ate a couple, and I was like, "They're mildly flavored Lay's potato chips, mildly cheese flavored."
Right.
The thing about the Cheeto is that the shape.
Exactly. The shape, the texture. And
Yeah.
same thing with this bag we have before us.
Yeah.
It's a wavy potato chip take on a Funyun.
A ruffle with
It's
Funyun
a ruffle
flavor.
It's a ruffle shaped
Yeah.
Funyun. And you know the Funyun is the circular
Right.
onion.
Yeah.
And that's
It's a quote-unquote onion ring.
why are they doing this? This
I
is
don't
so
know.
unnecessary. So
I
the
don't know.
Funyun, it's the shape and the texture. That's what you like about it.
Yeah, it's a
the
circle.
Cheeto.
Yeah.
The Cheeto, the shape and the texture.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
They're putting those flavors in a potato chip, and it's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Well,
Why are they doing this?
You get, like, you talk about the who knew? Okay, so there's taste, there's texture, there's smell, and now you realize how important shape is.
Yes.
To a snack, because the Cheetos Lays that we had, it was like, okay, but you get a bag of Cheetos, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So
For
call
sure.
home to your mama and say good night, sister. I don't know what that means, but you get a bag of Cheetos and you're set. And taste and texture, smell, obviously very important, but shape is super important.
It is.
And you realize that when you taste this Lay's Cheetos collaboration mashup. It was okay. Like
underwhelming.
Yeah. And Lay's makes fantastic potato chips.
Sure. All their products are great.
Right. The plain, we got the barbecue here. Ruffles, Frito-Lay makes all that stuff, and it's really, really good snacking. But yeah, the Cheetos is very underwhelming. But you know why they did it? Because I bought 2 bags of it.
Oh, I was going to say they're desperate for some new PR.
Yes.
Maybe to mask the riots and the striking that's going on.
That too. They're desperate. I'm desperate for anything new.
And you fed into them.
In my life,
You're
yes.
supporting them.
I'm a sucker. I like a good story, honey.
You're a scabber. What are those called? The people that cross?
Scabs.
A
Yeah.
scab?
Scabs, yeah. Don't cross the picket line, okay? But I'm a complete sucker. I found these at 99 cents, and these were $2.99. Okay. Which is technically 99 cents.
You still bought those? The $2.99 bags?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I'm sorry.
You're a sucker, honey.
I know. I am. I'm a sucker. I'm a scab, and I wanted to try something. I'm looking for anything new in this.
You're desperate for a thrill.
in this mundane life we call the Earth. Life on this big blue planet. We're just on a marble out here, honey, in the galaxy, and it'll be over soon. In about 30 to 40 years.
Sooner for you than me, hopefully.
Based on the insurance actuarial tables, life will be over soon. So the Cheetos Lays sucked. They were fine. But,
they were so just
you
underwhelming.
want a Cheeto. You want a Cheeto, and you want or you want a Lay's potato chip, the yellow bag classic.
Yeah, you don't want them combined. You
Right.
want one of each.
Yeah. And Funyuns, I'd like Funyuns, but I often find they're like hard. They're like super crunchy or too crunchy. Like they can hurt your teeth, and you have sensitive teeth.
I do. Funyuns are fine.
Yeah.
I was a fan when I was like 10 and 11 years old.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten them in many years.
Yeah. I'll eat them whenever I come across them every once in a while.
I won't turn one down if you offer me one.
Right, but I never go out of my way to eat them.
Right.
Well, some of them are really big, and you can't like stuff one entire one into your mouth. And we've talked about onion rings.
Yep, same issue.
Like Burger King onion rings are small. Who knows where they find those onions? But they're small and you can pop them in your mouth one at a time. But traditional onion rings, Carl's Jr. onion rings, you got to take a bite and hope that the onion doesn't slide out of the rest of the breading, and it's a whole ordeal.
Oh, it's a mess.
But I like Funyuns. I don't seek them out, but mostly because they're quote unquote difficult to snack on. Like you can't just pop a Cheeto in your mouth. If it's a big Funyun, you got to take a bite, kind of chew on it, and then take another bite. And who has time for this?
Honey, that sounds awful for you.
I know. Well, I'm literally shaking from that experience.
Shall we eat these? We poured some into a bowl right here.
So this is a limited time flavor. This is a Lay's Wavy. I think they should have gone with the Ruffles brand because they are Ruffles.
That would be like 3. Although Lay's makes Ruffle.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, like a Ruffles Funyun hybrid. They could have
a Lay's Ruffle. Whatever. Lay's Wavy Funyuns, onion flavored Funyuns. Lay's Wavy Funyuns, onion flavored Funyuns. Who wrote this marketing copy? Redundancy. Ever hear of it? And then it just says onion flavored rings. Oh, well, that's what Funyuns actually are. So this has been in our cupboard for about 8 weeks.
I had no idea this was because you keep all your snacks high up where I can't see them or reach them.
Right.
You're hiding them from me.
I
don't know what you've got up there.
That's all I'm hiding. I don't hide anything else, but I must hide because I feel like when I'm hiding them or when they're out of sight, then I'm hiding my true self of finding contentment and joy in food, and that alludes to me being a super overweight person, which I used to be, and I kind of am now, and I don't want to acknowledge that piece of my life or my personality. But anyways, honey, these are essentially Funyun flavored Lay's. Let's taste them.
They're very fragrant. Like right off the bat. I've been holding this in front of my face while you've been talking. Mm-hmm. The smell is overwhelming.
You know what?
They're very oniony. Yes, what?
We should have had Funyuns right next to you.
What?
We should have had a Funyun.
To compare.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are good. I appreciate the strong onion scent and flavor.
Fragrance. It's good. Yes.
I have a question.
You just held up your index finger to me.
I have a very important question. Yes. Would you rather eat this or a straight up Funyun?
Wow.
I think I appreciate this shape and texture more than the rings.
But when we had the Lay's Cheetos, you would rather have the Cheeto.
Yeah.
So you're just not fond of the Funyun shape.
I probably. I think part of a Cheeto's appeal is its shape.
Yeah.
For sure.
But I think part of the Funyun's appeal is its shape.
You just talked about how difficult it is to shove it in your mouth.
Right, but it's something different. It's not just a
this is essentially
circular thingy.
A ruffle.
Yeah.
With a very strong onion scent and flavor.
I dig it, but
I hate it, but I'm going to finish the bowl.
I dig it, but I think I'd rather have a Funyun.
Okay.
Because the shape is paramount to the experience. And sometimes you want to hurt your mouth and your teeth and enjoy a bag of Funyuns.
You know what I'd rather have? An onion ring from Burger King.
DoorDash. Uber Eats.
And oop.
Journey, Don't Stop Believing. A singer in a smoky room. Smoky.
Smoky?
Instead of smoky.
Is that offensive to you?
No. I'm just saying mispronunciation. In sync, it's going to be May. Mispronunciation in music has been going on for decades.
It's rampant in music, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially, like, hit music songs.
So why does Justin Timberlake, it's going to be May, get all the notoriety and all the clout?
Because it's especially stupid. May.
What's happening?
Lennox wants to use Luna's mic, and she just said no. And oop. I'm putting these chips on your side, because I do not want to keep eating them. And oop.
Bestiality.
Isn't it pronounced bestiality?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. I never knew it was spelled like that.
Spelled best.
That is crazy.
It's odd.
It is odd.
Like
it's like they're trying to deflect from like what they're actually talking about.
Right. But the deflection is to drop the A to best. Like, this is the best kind of intercourse.
This is the best of your life.
This is the best. This is the best thing that could happen to you right now.
That is so like...
It's a trip. Okay. So, just 2 topics here.
Okay. Hit it, babe.
Why is there a can of mangoes in our cupboard? Yes, it's time to confess.
There's a can of sliced mangoes in our cupboard, and it expires in like April of 2022. So what happened?
What had happened was,
back in the early months of 2020, when COVID was first like becoming a thing, and we were still living at our old apartment condo.
Yes.
And I kind of freaked out. And I was like, oh, we need to have like some food on hand.
Oh,
we need to have extra food.
During the toilet paper rationing,
yeah.
whatever?
I bought a ton of like lentils and beans, which ended up going bad and I threw out.
Right.
One of the items I bought at the 99-cent store was a can of sliced mangoes.
Yes. With the idea that
if my family is starving and it's like the end of days.
End of the road, Cormac McCarthy. Ever hear of
The
it?
Road.
The Road.
I saw that movie.
End of the Road is the Boys II Men song. Yes. I saw the movie too.
I saw the movie. It was good.
Did you read the book?
I did not. I kind of want to. So I was like, I'm going to feed my children these sliced mangoes while we're dying.
Okay.
And they're not expired yet, so there they sit.
Okay.
Until they expire. Because I love fresh mango. I don't know what to do with canned mango.
Right. Well, canned fruit in general, I'm not a fan. Because the syrup that it comes in is overpowering.
Canned peaches are good because you can make like a cobbler with them. But you don't want like a mango cobbler.
Wouldn't it be better to make that cobbler with fresh peaches, darling?
Yeah, but I'm lazy.
No, you're not.
Okay. I think you think
made
I
me
am.
Apple.
For your birthday last year, I made you a fresh, crisp, homemade apple crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got green apples and I peeled them and sliced them and diced them.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
I don't know what to do with mangoes.
Right.
Like, what do you do? You eat fresh mango just plain.
You know what? We keep them in the cupboard until either nuclear holocaust or they expire, and then we'll throw them out.
So if the world ends by April of next year, we'll be happy.
This was when also you made me buy 10 rolls of toilet paper at TS Food Mart, a liquor store on Kiefer Boulevard. You made me buy 10 rolls of toilet paper for like $20 because you were overpriced. You were freaking out.
Did I make you do that, or were we destitute?
You strongly suggested. You hinted.
Yes.
Suggestively.
Yeah, it was that same time period.
Tacos versus burritos. The classic age-old question.
The Sophie's choice of Mexican food. And
you can get hung up on the ingredients. Burritos can obviously hold more stuff.
That's a pro.
Yeah.
Just check in the pro column of burritos.
And so just all things being equal, honey, let's just stick to protein. So a chicken taco versus a chicken burrito. And obviously the chicken taco can have 3 or 4 ingredients. The chicken burrito can have 5, 6, 7, who knows? But what would you rather have? What's the be all end all? Yes.
It's hard to choose, but if I had to, I'd go with a taco. Because I think I like the shape of it.
Yeah.
I like turning my head sideways. And you can eat the bottom and get what's down there, or you can eat the top. Although, you know what? Sometimes...
Or you can go in the middle.
Sometimes that frustrates me. Because you take a bite off the top and you're getting lettuce and tomato and sauce. And then you take a bite off the bottom and all you're getting is meat.
Chicken, yeah.
And yet, despite that, I'm still partial to tacos.
Yeah.
What?
I would agree.
Why is that?
Portability. Well, like, So a burrito is deemed as, well, you can grab a burrito from a taqueria and then go to work.
I have to say one thing here. If you're going through a drive-thru and then you're driving in your car, burritos are the best food to eat while you're driving. They're the easiest, the least messy, probably the safest.
Yeah. See, that's possible. That can happen, but I've eaten burritos that are as big as my forearm, and I lift, honey. I don't know if I work out.
I know.
But there are some burritos. Okay. I went to San Francisco State with Mike Rasmussen.
Is that a college?
Yes, it is. With Mike Rasmussen and Chris Douthit were my roommates. And we would, on the weekend, we would go to the Historic Mission District.
Oh, I know they have the best burritos there.
Fantastic burritos, fabulous burritos. And sometimes we would go to new places, sometimes we would go to old favorites. But their burritos were hellca thick.
Yes.
But to the point where you'd be eating a burrito, and out of the bottom would come some refried beans, and out of the side would come some sour cream.
Sure.
And then there are some burritos where, like, you're eating on one end. It's like the taco dilemma. You're eating like this side of the burrito, and then this one puffs up with sour cream and lettuce, and then this becomes unmanageable. So you start chewing over here, and then on the other side of the burrito, it puffs up again with ingredients that are about to spill over. It becomes a whole to-do.
This is so annoying, and I feel like, I'm sorry to say, but I feel like Taco Bell is like, they do this all the time. It's really bad.
Yeah.
They know, you know that somebody is eating this like vertically.
Yes. Oh,
so
yeah.
This was especially bad with the 7-layer burritos, which they no longer exist.
Right.
But you'd get the rice and cheese and at the top, and then at the very bottom would just be like plain sour cream.
Right, sour cream.
And so why would they layer it like that? They knew how they rolled it. They knew you have to do it the opposite way, like horizontal layering, and then you roll it up so you get a mixture of everything as you go through it, eating it.
Yeah, I know. You're still shaking from this experience.
I am.
I know. I don't like that. Another thing is that burritos. I like the chorizo and egg combination, and out of the bottom comes some orange nectar grease, and it's fabulous. But again, the burrito is deemed as, well, you can grab a burrito from a taqueria, and then you can head to work, and it's easily you can commute with it, you can carry it, and it's in this aluminum foil, very portable. But once you start eating it, then it can become unmanageable. Whereas a taco, it can become a big to-do. Like ingredients can pop out of the bottom, and the shell might crunch and turn into dust like a Thanos with the snap. But it's still like on a small scale. Whereas a burrito, sometimes you just get like halfway through and you're just like, there's a lot of refried beans coming out of the butt or whatever, the rear end.
Yeah.
So,
I guess you're right in the sense that the size is usually different. Burritos are much larger usually.
Yeah. So
sure. But I think now that I'm thinking and hearing you talk about it, both have issues with stuff falling out.
Yeah.
And you need to either eat with your fingers or have a spoon or a fork to clean up the fallings out. Yeah. So neither are really good when you're driving or on the go.
Right. Well, with burritos, when I get about 2/3, 3/4 through, I just grab a fork.
Yeah.
And I kind of I make my way through it. But yeah, I can appreciate burrito just for its massive heft and its size and its girth. Thick. THICC. But in the end, I'd rather go small time and a taco. And if it turns to bedlam with this taco, it's still manageable. Okay. So we agree with taco?
Yeah. Okay. Another thing I just have to quickly throw in.
Yes.
A plus for a taco is you can choose either a soft or a crunchy shell.
Right.
And I love both. Yeah. But I love having the variety.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they do have hard burritos, chimichangas, but that's deep fried. And then that becomes a whole deal.
I feel like you have to eat a chimichanga with a fork.
With a fork, yeah.
Yeah.
That becomes a whole deal where, it becomes like a different beast. if you will. Okay. So you're at an event, honey,
Okay.
for instance. And it's catered and they have food. And you walk to the food area, the food table, the charcuterie board, if you will. Have you ever participated in a charcuterie board?
Heck yes.
Really?
I love a charcuterie board.
I don't think I've ever seen one in real
We
life.
we have been at an event together where there was a beautiful, elaborate charcuterie board.
What event?
But I don't think that you like ate at it like I did.
Ah.
We went to that. We have some friends, Daphne and Steve Quist, and their daughter is Bailey Quist.
Oh, the
and
wine.
we went to the wine tasting thing at their house, and it was in the backyard.
Okay, I remember.
And they had a really like fancy charcuterie board.
Ah.
That might be the only time.
Yeah.
I sure ate off it. Did you?
I can't remember.
I
I'm not sure.
I remember it in detail.
Yeah.
I ate a lot of it. It was really nice, and it was really delicious.
I did, but I didn't. I think that was before charcuterie boards became a thing.
Did they start it?
I think they
The
did.
Quist family started this.
Bailey Quist. And her dad, Steve.
Steve and her mom, Daphne.
And you love Steve. Steve's like the nicest dude, the coolest
I love
dude
all
ever.
of them.
Yeah.
Love
And
their
their
whole
dog.
family.
Do you remember the
I
name?
forget. I'm sorry.
But he was hella cute.
He's so cute.
You walk up to a food at an event.
Okay. A charcuterie board.
Sure.
Are we saying that correct? I don't know.
You desire some fruit.
Oh, fruit. Okay.
And they have strawberries and they have grapes. Which do you choose and why?
Well, okay.
Yeah.
It depends on how the strawberries are looking.
Okay. They're average strawberries.
Okay. Can I go for a mixture, or do I have to pick one or the other?
One gotta go,
Okay.
as they say on Facebook.
Okay, then I'm going for grapes, but only if they're green, seedless grapes.
This is Sophie's Choice or Murphy's Law or something.
You keep giving me these terrible choices.
Well, life is a bunch of terrible choices, honey. Yes,
I really like green seedless grapes.
you do. You don't like the purple.
I don't
red
like the
at
red.
all.
I do not like red grapes.
Okay.
And I certainly don't like seed-full grapes.
Yeah.
As opposed to seedless
Yes.
grapes.
Well, it's just there are green grapes, and then there are medium, average looking strawberries.
Oh, okay. I don't like an average-looking strawberry.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
A strawberry has to be like a deep red color,
Mhm.
plump and juicy, straight off the farm.
Yeah.
That's when I love a strawberry.
So you would go for the grapes.
I would, because they're more dependable. They're more consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. Agree 100%. I would go for the grapes. First of all, just holding it. Like with the strawberry, you eat it, and then you got the green stem. Like you're a bunny rabbit all of a sudden. Like you got to carry around this green stem, and they can stain healthy. So if you're wearing white, if you're wearing white, and then you drop the strawberry on your white shirt, all heck is gonna break. You got to call Mr. Clean. Okay.
Strawberries are very juicy.
Yes.
So your fingers are getting all sticky and wet.
Yes.
Okay, so like just the straight fruit,
Mm-hmm.
I would go grape.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's in anything, a cake, a dessert,
Yeah.
I would definitely go strawberry.
Yeah.
The only time I want a grape is if
Cake
it's a
with
plain...
the grape, honey?
The only time I want a grape is if it's a plain grape. But you love grape jelly.
I do. Well, it's better than strawberry jelly.
No. Oh my gosh. You're
one-
so wrong.
This is one of our where we diverge.
This has nearly ripped us apart as a married couple.
As our family. Although 75% of our family prefers strawberry jelly, right?
Yeah, so you're wrong.
And I'm the lone holdout. I bought Uncrustables grape, and no one ate them.
I ate one and it was horrible. You've got to... There's tons in the freezer. You have to eat them, honey.
You know what? To quote Lennox Albert, taste buds change, Mom.
So let's take them all to Really Hungry Guy.
Oh my goodness. So with strawberries, you got the green patch, like you're a farmer. All of a sudden, you're a campesino, if you will. But with grapes, like even if you grab a chunk of grapes and you got the stem, it seems just less, like of a burden. Like you can just toss it aside.
Totally. You can pluck it off the stem.
Yeah.
It's very easy, simple. But the strawberry, you have to bite into it and decide how far towards the stem am I going to bite.
Right.
And then sometimes I bite into it and then there's a lot left. So I continue to nibble around. I nibble around the leaves.
Like again, you're like a rabbit.
You're like Peter Rabbit.
Yeah. And I would say consistently, grapes are more enjoyable than strawberries. Like I've had strawberries that blow your mind, man, from Yuba City. Like they're big and thick and red and plump and juicy and sweet and delicious and almost like a meaty texture in a good way, where you're just like, wow, this is an experience. Like this is a really flippin' good strawberry. But most strawberries are meh, and some are like sour.
Yes.
We recently had some strawberries. Lennox didn't like them for whatever reason, although that boy's taste buds swing wildly from moment to moment. Yeah.
So when a strawberry that I buy at the store is not very good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I paid all this money for these strawberries for the kids to have.
Right. That's the other thing. They're really expensive.
So my trick is I sprinkle sugar in them and I shake them about.
Right.
And then they're edible for the kids.
Yeah.
But grapes are way more reliable and consistent.
Yes, consistent, yes. And putting sugar on a strawberry, honey, that's like putting sugar on a bowl of Wheaties or Cheerios. Like, why don't you just eat Frosted Flakes, dude?
It defeats the purpose of like throwing a healthy snack in their lunch.
Right. Okay. So, tacos and grapes are the clear winners.
And
last weekend, so darling daughter Luna Marie likes mint chocolate chip ice cream, and we pretty much buy it consistently every week.
Yeah.
Is it a pint or a quart? It's your general tub.
Yes.
But not like in Walmart they have those like buckets of ice cream with a handle.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
What is that for? A birthday party?
You know what? When I was younger, we would have those often at like large family gatherings.
Yeah.
So it's
but when you get 2/3 of the way or 3/4 the way, do you really want that ice cream? Isn't it all melted and?
Well, no. If you're like at
bunch of
at a gathering and there's
it?
30 people at a gathering, you're going to go through it quickly. You need 2 or 3 of those tubs if you're at a large family gathering or a large Mormon youth convention.
Yeah, for instance. But like a normal family of 5 or 4.
Oh no, you just
has no use.
You
for
need
that.
like a half pint or a gallon. I don't know what a half pint is or a gallon.
Neither do I. But like to get those buckets, and plus you would need like a freezer. Sorry.
Wow.
Excuse me. Sorry. That's what Justin Bieber says to Hailey Bieber when he burps, because he's Canadian, honey. So when he burps, he probably goes, "Sorry."
He is Canadian, but I don't think he has good manners like you do, honey.
Well, he's very tatted up. He has tattoos on his neck.
Bleh.
Ugh. Mint chocolate chip ice cream. But I wanted to say, if you get one of those giant buckets with the handle of ice cream, you probably have because you're not going to put that in your normal freezer. Like could you even put it in our freezer?
You have to have one of those second freezers in your garage.
You got to have a garage freezer.
Exactly.
Which you keep bugging me about.
I would love one because we could fill it with meats and ice creams.
Yeah. And the previous owner of our condo, Judy's own, who we got our fridge from.
Yeah.
She got the double doors on top. It's a regular fridge on top, and then the bottom drawer is a freezer. And are we fans of that format, honey?
I am, but I wonder if they're okay. Our freezer is so tiny.
Yeah.
So the format is fine, but could we get a bigger freezer? I'm not sure. If we could, then I would be fine with it.
Every weekend when we go grocery shopping, you're like Bob the Builder trying to negotiate. You're like playing Jenga.
And then we get home and it's like Tetris with me trying to fit everything in the freezer.
Yeah.
And it's very stressful.
Yeah.
Okay, Judy's own.
Thanks, Judy's own. So darling daughter Luna Marie likes mint chocolate chip ice cream. We get a pint, a quart, whatever the normal thing is, once a week. Last weekend I was eating a couple scoops of it, and I just thought, this tastes like toothpaste. And I was like, this is really off-putting. I didn't enjoy it at all.
Do you think it was that particular brand? Like if we were at like a Leatherby's and they had like
or Devil's May Care,
like a really nice quality brand, do you
Yeah.
think it would be different?
I'm not sure. But the kind we get, which Darling Daughter Luna Marie
It's great
enjoys.
value.
It's great
That's
value.
the Walmart brand.
The Walmart generic brand. And Lennox stirs into milk.
Right.
I was like, it's toothpaste. I'm freaking eating Aquafresh out here. And so I stopped enjoying it. And the thing is, I've liked mint chocolate chip forever, from like when I was a kid. But literally last weekend, I was like, I'm not enjoying this anymore. It's very odd.
I completely blame the Great Value brand. Because people who are haters on Twitter.
Yeah.
They
So
talk
all
about
on Twitter.
They talk about how mint chocolate chip ice cream tastes like toothpaste.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw a thread on it recently.
Okay.
But I think you have to get a good quality, and that makes all the difference. So please don't write it off yet, honey. That makes me sad.
Okay. So this just popped in my head. Lennox Albert, how he eats his ice cream is he stirs it like he's a freaking KitchenAid mixer.
What did he say the other night? He said, I like icy, chocolatey flavored milk. Or what did he say?
Something like that. But he gets his ice cream and then he stirs it into a thick vanilla shake-like texture.
Not even a shake. It's like totally melted.
Yeah. It's like water. It's like toothpaste water.
Oh my God.
But the other thing I want to bring up is how he eats Pringles. So he likes Pringles. And then he eats like 15 Pringles at a time.
Like a sandwich.
Yeah. Like Pringle stacked on top of Pringle. It's like 15 or 20 at a time. And he bites into it. Pringle
oh my God.
shrapnel flies everywhere. And I was... I guess this just goes to maturing and taste buds and, well, manners and sophistication. But when he's eating Pringles, he eats 10 or 15 at a time. The Pringles crumbles everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see how that's enjoyable is what I'm getting at. Because I'll eat a Pringle here or there, but I eat one at a time. I eat two at a time. If I'm feeling naughty, I'll eat three at a time.
I like the two at a time, I must say.
Yeah. Well, it doubles your crunch. But 15 at a time. Well, what's the enjoyment?
Well, you know, when you're
Should we interview him?
When you're 9 years old,
Yeah.
it's like the bigger the better.
Yeah.
Like, there's no number too large. There's no feet too big.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's very odd.
He doesn't care about the crumbs or the madness
He does
or
not.
the aftermath.
Because we clean them.
And why don't you pick one thing and then let's end it? Because I think we've gone on for long enough, and then we can snuggle on the couch for a little bit.
Watch that horrible show Made. Which is good. It's good, but it's horrible in that let's throw everything.
Well, you know what? Here's what
okay.
Can we talk about Made? Can we talk about my anti-depression methods?
Okay.
So here's something that I've always done. I've always been like a depressed person, dealt with depression. Mm-hmm. So something that I discovered a while back is a way to combat my depression is
Yes.
I would watch documentaries on PBS about like people in the Middle East.
Ah.
And I would watch these documentaries on like, you know, like the nightly PBS shows. And it's like these people who are fleeing from the Taliban.
Yeah.
And like these women who are sold into sex slavery.
Yeah.
And they fought.
People in much worse situations than you.
So weird. So I'd watch this, and then afterwards it would help me. And I'd be like, it gives you perspective.
Perspective, yeah.
Totally. So I would feel grateful for where I am, and my problems really aren't that bad. And even though I'm feeling this way, it's okay. I'm fine.
Yeah.
So watching Made, the first episode last night,
Yeah.
it's really depressing and it's sad, but it helps you appreciate what you have in your life.
Totally.
If your life is better than hers, which ours is.
Yeah. I do think about that a lot. Well, just the muck of the recently Afghanistan and Joe Biden, and he pulled out and people were left behind and mayhem ensued. And I was like, well, okay, you can choose to focus on that. And if you want to, okay, good on you. But I choose not to care about it because it's completely removed from my life and I have no effect on it. What I think, Biden sucks. Oh, well, Biden had to get us out. And this would have happened with any president, regardless of what side you're on, quote unquote side. It's all, I don't need that in my life. So I'm just like, I hope the best happens, but in terms of drowning in it and being consumed by it and crying about it and whining about it on the social media, I want it to work out well. And I've actually been thinking about that a lot, like just with the news, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
You'll see Don Lemon said this, something outrageous, and something super duper liberal, and oh my gosh, how could he say that? And then you'll see the right wing say, look at Don Lemon saying this. Don Lemon / Chuck Todd / Jake Tapper / Anderson Cooper / Joy Reid. Look, so they'll say something, and then the right wing media will be like, "Look at this," and then it'll come back to Don Lemon and saying, "There, look at them saying this about me."
That's kind of a different topic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just withdrawing from quote unquote hard news and politics and just depressing news, COVID stuff. I'm not a part of that anymore. I don't care.
Well, if you're feeling depressed,
Yes.
Like a good rule of thumb is to just get off social media.
Yes. Don't doom scroll.
Maybe you and I are able to say that because we have happy lives outside of social media. Like we have jobs that are very reliable.
Yes.
We have each other. We have a good marriage. We have our kids. We have a roof over our heads.
Yes.
But there's some people I know who like have bad marriage, or I don't know them. I follow them on Twitter.
Oh dear.
But they have bad marriages. They have things going on in their personal life. And so Twitter is like a source of comfort and support and community.
Okay.
So I can see for those people, it's harder to remove yourself because you have to be on Twitter in order to get that support. But then you're, at the same time as you're going through Twitter, you're getting exposed to all this negativity as well.
Yeah.
So maybe this is our privilege speaking.
Yeah, it is.
We are very privileged and we're very lucky.
Our West Sacramento privilege.
And I recognize that.
Yeah. Well, Twitter, the socials is what you make of it. And if you follow comforting people and uplifting people and positive people, then that's what you'll reap from it. But if you follow the news or people who are into the news and tweet about the news, you'll see despair, the lower dregs of humanity. But I've tuned that out, and IDGAF, I don't give a fuck because it's a bunch of nonsense. And what paying attention to the news, I used to buy into this mindset that if you pay attention to the news, one, you're smart because, I'm informed.
Right.
And I know what's going on, quote unquote. But the other thing is that, I don't know if it's helping, but I'm participating. Twitter, the socials, talk radio is a town square, and we're all giving our opinion, and we have an effect, but you do not have an effect. And
who is it that has the catchphrase "Be part of the debate"? Is that KTSE?
KST, I'm not sure.
Do you recognize that? Be part of the debate.
No.
I hear that on commercials for some sort of
It sounds very
news.
yes, talk radio-y.
So it's like, yeah, if you're here, if you're listening, if you're involved, you're part of it.
Yeah.
You're part of the national consciousness of what's going on currently.
Yeah. BS.
You're involved.
BS.
Rock the vote.
It's such nonsense. That's part of the dream, part of the lure. Like, I'm a part of things happening, and I have an influence, and I can make a difference. But it's BS, okay? And the people inside news media, mainstream media, they know it's hogwash. It's malarkey, and
it's like influencers who are like, comment, script. Tell me down below what you think of this video I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like you want engagement. You want people to interact.
Right.
But it's only for your gain.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with real life interaction, real life conversations,
Right.
or improvement on anything.
You have zero effect. No one cares about you, and it's cool. I love you. We love you. But I've taken this mindset to the Britney thing. Britney conservatorship.
Free Britney, hashtag.
Hashtag free Britney, and her dad, and her finances, and her being locked away with Sam Asghari. Oh, sorry.
No.
Is that his name?
I think that's the old guy.
Oh, sorry. Whoever the
From
current
like 2005.
whoever the current model is that she's locked up with in a Vegas hideaway. And I was interested in that whole deal in the beginning because it's fascinating.
Yeah, sure.
But once I got the lay of the land, I was like, okay, this will figure itself out, or it won't.
It's in the hands of the court.
Right. It doesn't affect me, and whoever is imperative to make this decision on her conservatorship or her not conservatorship, it's a couple people, 5 people, 10 people.
Yeah.
And whenever they decide something, they'll decide something. And then I'll be like, oh, okay,
right.
That's what's happening now.
This goes to the bigger idea of like, who can make change in the world? Who has the power to influence anything?
George Soros!
It's a very small percentage.
Super small.
Very small. And 99% of us we're just spectators.
Right. And I'm not, but people are engaging in endless arguments about it on Facebook and Twitter and Reddit, and it just goes on and on. You'll never convince anyone. No one will ever convince you.
At the end of the day,
and it doesn't affect Joe Biden in Afghanistan. It's him and his close advisors and whatever, a couple Department of Defense guys who are a dozen people, 15, 20 people who will make the decision, and Chuck Todd and Jake Tapper going on and on about it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares? So enjoy your life.
At the end of the day, all that your engagement is having any effect on is your own mental health.
Right.
So you have to disengage. You have to step back, take a step back.
Absolutely.
And look at what is in my immediate life.
Right.
What can I influence? Oh, I can influence my family, my home.
Yeah.
My community.
Yeah.
To some extent. Maybe not. And that's what you need to focus on. And that will give you some peace of mind, some calmness. Because the world is crazy. And
this conversation, this back and forth, this vociferous debate, this conflict, it's happening in the world of the media. Real life, I mean, I gave my coworker Kim a 12-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade today, and that was our interaction. What I'm saying is, this is not happening IRL in real life. People aren't talking about this.
I know.
People talk about sports, which to me is silly and pedestrian. But people talk about movies. People talk about food.
It's so hard.
But talking about Afghanistan, you might mention it for 5 seconds, but you're not going to get into a thread that goes on for 30 posts back and forth, like on Facebook.
You know what's so hard, I think, because we as humans, we have a much smaller viewpoint of what the world is, because we all go to a high school where there's at most 3,000 students.
Yeah.
On the lower end, 1,500 students, okay?
Yeah.
And as a teenager, you're in your formative years. These years are so vital in your mind.
Yeah. Oh,
and you think this is the world.
Oh, yeah.
Your high school is your world.
Totally. It was everything. It was everything. Like, oh my, this is my world. This is my all, be all, end all.
And then you graduate high school. You go on, and then you go to a college. Yeah. And it's like 3 times bigger, which is massive. But it's still so minute in the world view.
Yeah.
And then you get older. You work in an office. There's 20,000 employees. That's big. What is that? I don't know what that is.
That's high. But
that's Amazon. Yeah. Sure. But it's still like, it's so minute in the worldview. And then you're on Twitter and a tweet that gets 20,000 retweets or likes that's the whole world.
Yeah.
If a tweet gets anything with a K at the end, that is like the whole world is agreeing with this and talking about this.
Right.
But that's not real. That's just such a small slice.
It's still super
but
small.
Our viewpoint and our reality is so skewed to what the actual whole world viewpoint is.
Right.
So it's really hard to keep perspective.
Yeah.
And it's hard to pull back and realize your position and your influence in the world.
Yeah. And look at your everyday. Okay? Like, did we ever talk about Afghanistan? Maybe once for 20 seconds. And who your coworkers and your friends and family away from the socials and the internet. And I'm a big proponent of the internet and people communicating on the internet. But the good comes with the bad. And just a lot of that stuff, again, you can choose to be consumed by it and just drown in it. I choose not to. And I don't care anymore. I care about us going to Donner train tunnels tomorrow. Yeah. I care about our weekends. I care about my job. I care about my coworkers. And that's it.
You know what I wonder?
Yeah.
I feel like, I'm in my late 30s. You're in your early 40s.
So, really? Yes.
There's a full...
Why are you lying? I'm in my late 30s
There's a full 20 years of people age 18 to age 38 younger than us.
Yeah.
And I wonder if a lot of them don't have kids, families. I wonder if having each other and the kids, if that like grounds us and anchors us. And I wonder if not having that,
I could see that,
leads to the feeling of like helplessness and just like insecurity.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it leads to a lot of behavior to where you people who are into being very pro-mask, if you will.
Just like trying to find an identity, a passion, a cause.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that comes a lot with
well, you know what else this has to do with?
Yeah.
Which is very complicated in my mind, is an increase of the amount of people also in like that 20-year younger than us demographic who have abandoned God and church and religion. Mm-hmm. And in replacing that, they found new identities and causes that are secular, that, I mean, you need a community. Yeah. You need something to fight for and be passionate about.
Yeah.
This is something I've kind of internally struggled with because I am not a religious person, But at the same time, I don't feed into those, like, fanatical views of people who are, like, super political and passionate about a specific
right
candidate
yeah
in government. And,
Yeah.
like, so it's hard for me to, like, support either side.
yeah yeah I think again, I'm sorry, Haley Baldwin. I think there's a lot to that statement. But yeah, I look at my identity as this, us, and
Yeah.
our Wow Chows.
Absolutely.
To a smaller degree, my job, and to a smaller degree, well, what we're doing right now, potting. So some people like to play an instrument. Some people, what's another hobby? Like to go on hikes.
Knitting.
Knitting. We're potting, and this is part of our identity. But if we didn't have this, would we be out at a Trump rally or an anti-Trump rally?
No.
Well, but some people are, because they need
I know.
a community. They
I know.
need something. They need an identity. Yeah, I look at those people and I'm like, you're lame. Or get a family to care about, get a job to go to. When the Free Britney thing was really hot a few months ago, and in front of the LA courthouse, there would be TikTokers saying, "We out here trying to free Britney, and the latest is that the Britney's lawyer is." What? Like, who are you people? Get a job,
like
get a family.
It's just like the people who would go outside the courthouse with Michael Jackson,
Yeah,
and like support him and cry and
right.
hold signs,
or Bill Cosby, like, "We love you, Bill." Like, get a life, dude. You're a loser. Drown, consume yourself with family, love.
And if you don't have that,
don't be so embarrassing
how about
on TikTok.
how about some fast food and some alcohol and some Netflix?
Wow, now we're talking, honey.
That would fulfill you.
It would. It does. But you got to keep it measured. Alrighty, that's the end of the program. It's been fun, but not really. Let's all try a little harder next time. Like, comment, subscribe, follow, review, and rate, or don't. Do whatever you want. You're a grown-up. Make your own decisions. Do what's best for your family.
And
We don't have a promo code for...
Oh, please be sure to use our promo code for Simply Safe. We don't have a promo code for Simply Safe. Goodbye. I love you. We love you. We hope you have a good day today and tomorrow. And sure,
and
I may have said people on Twitter
don't have families.
Need to get a life and a family and a cause, or don't, and just sit there with some fast food and mind your business. Cut off your Wi-Fi. Look away from your phone. But I'm still a good person, and we're still good people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a wonderful day/night. Bye-bye.
And
We got chicken.
Is that crispy, juicy tender?